Yesterday I discovered a great amount of, maybe not a great amount, but an amount of writings I wrote more than 6 years ago. This one is even older. And I cannot recognize them as my own. Like I have lost the memory or what. But they are so, personally, I believe they are extremely beautiful. In the sense of literature. I wrote it in a different language. I decided to translate all of them and post them on my blog. And I did. I started. I thought I'd do it little by little, but I posted a ton yesterday and today. And I don't know if Tumblr is still popular. So, or maybe I'm just bored right now. I'm just really existentially confused. Dying of loneliness. I just want my voice heard. So I want to read some of them. Whenever I feel like to. This feels like an opening in my vast, infinite, existential confusion, and as a result of it, the loneliness that I can't understand. I actually am not sure if I should make these short videos, like each writing a video or a long video of multiple writings. But I suppose it would depend on how I feel, and maybe it would make a difference anyways. Because nobody listens to me. Nobody reads these. For my standard, I would give myself Nobel Literature Nobel Prize. I don't know their standard, and this is the only prize I know. So I say I give myself that, but I'm pretty picky when it comes to things. So I translated my writings. English is my very second language. It's just not as good at all as my first language. So I might have done a poor job translating things. I needed to use a translator to help me. AI. And then I would do the proofreading. I would change the words, and then I'm not sure how it ended up sounding. I guess because when I read the text in my mind, I think about the original text. But it really doesn't matter. I've lived a life of a loner, which is the last thing I want in the world, because what matters to me above everything, anything, above life, above air, is connections, is profound resonance, which I don't know if I have ever had. I mean, I would know for sure that I have never had it, I suppose. Not sure if you can hear me, because this mic might be very quiet, as it's my screen recording mic. It's quieter than the camera mic for whatever reason. on my phone. I'm pretty lost in my life, in anywhere in existence. I'm not sure why I'm still living, what I'm living for. If I have people I know, but I have no one in my life. Do you know what I mean? I mean, you might have friends on the internet here and there, but you don't have any people in your life, like family, I suppose. I'm alone, physically and ideologically, metaphorically. Sorry, that was the wrong word. I was gonna say metaphysically, but it was just a random word passed through my mind. It wouldn't mean anything. Ideologically, I'm alone. I cannot find people resonating with who I am. With not who I am, but what I cannot put into words. With truth. The fundamental truth, the ultimate truth that I can directly feel. I live a very unwatched, mysterious life. I experience the cinematicness of all of it. It's like I'm an actor. I'm acting. I'm making a movie and there's no audience. So I'm the audience. I can see the profound depth of it that is unseen, unnoticed by the rest of the entire world. And I doubt myself constantly about things because of how alone I am, I guess, and also because of how alone I am. When you're the only person holding on to something, you would start doubting it. And because you're so alone for so long, you kind of lose your mind. In that sense, you're just so both at the same time, the same thing in two different senses. Is that, I don't know if you can say that in English. Maybe you get what I mean. Because it's my second language, so I can get creative with it. I might say things in ways that are not usual. Absolutely. I do that in my first language too. I make words like Shakespeare. Dude. So I guess this one is supposed to be a long video. I don't know when I would start reading this. Maybe I should start reading this and finish it. And then we keep talking. Get this out of the way. It's written in 2018, October 27th, obviously. Unless you're blind. I titled it Stupor. I used this exact word. I used this word in English, even though I didn't write this in English. And I translated the text today. He rode his bike swiftly through the streets, the wind carrying the faint intrusion of November's chill poured into his ears in the opening of his collar. His expression was half tipsy and painful. Like absinthe, the pitch-black, wind-cooled streets and the orderly city lights were calm and composed, yet seemed to unnoticeably suppress some kind of frenzy. He continued speeding through the intersecting streets. His heart was only occupied by a desperate longing. There were hardly any people on the streets. The dark silhouettes of houses and lights rose like hills ready to climb into the sky. "Hey, Ro. Hey, buddy." He stopped the bike and leaned against the wall, entering the bar through welcoming greetings. About 3 hours later, he staggered out of the door, twisting his body as he waved dramatic goodbyes to the people inside. With difficulty, he mounted his bike again and continued along the same streets. Sparse beams of light fell upon him from time to time, but he was completely unaware. It was an old little inn that seemed to have stood for many years. The roof was sparsely covered with plants broken like pulp, colors old, as though lost the original hue. Under the night sky, all of this dissolved into uneven patches of darkness, obstructive and inconvenient, making it take him quite some time to find his keys. Damn it. He unconsciously muttered the words in a barely audible voice. He entered the room, collapsed onto the bed, casually picked up the glass of liquor beside him, drank 2 more, and fainted into slumber. When he woke, it was already close to noon. Clear and powerful sunlight poured directly into the room. Holding his head that throbbed violently from the hangover, he walked to the window with one hand against his waist. The weather was impossibly beautiful. After a long time, he turned around and picked up the phone. "John, how was the horse race?" "Oh." John drew out the sound, as if conveniently stretching. "Kilo and the others won." For a moment, he did not respond, as though he was searching for words, or perhaps he had forgotten what he had just asked. John then casually said, "How are you?" "As usual." Lunch was only a meat wrap, no alcohol. The more vivid and ardent sunlight of the afternoon filtered generously into the room. He stood facing the window and moved his body a little. He stood there for a longer while, until his fluffy, dense hair and stubble grew warm under the sun. He turned around and casually picked up a book. On the title page was her name. On the second page, a line written in her handwriting, resting there like a shadow. "Breathing your breath." He paused, did not blink for a long time. Perhaps he had forgotten to. Then he sat down, in his usual posture, crossed one leg over the other, opened the book, turned to the page where he had left off, and read on. That's the end of the story. I don't remember if I wrote a series. I have never written a full story because I am more of an abstract writer. I don't write things that are tangible, like a story, like stories are, is I cannot. That's not what I do, basically. But I tried to rewrite this. I think maybe inspired by something I was reading then, which I can't ever remember. I read a lot of short stories. It also, like, probably more than I know, because we had a literature course. I don't know if it counted as one, but I got to read a ton of short translated stories from all over the world, I suppose, but mostly from English literature, but it doesn't matter. It was about the most exciting thing to read for me. I am very into, how do I call that? Profound ratings. Bestsellers drive me crazy in a negative way. I mean, there's this French person, let's just not talk about what doesn't make me happy. So, I kind of would prefer classic literature, but very selectively. Thankfully, I remembered that word, selectively. There's a ton that I hate, but let's not talk about that either. I think I was trying to say something. I said, right, I would post the link to my blog under every video, I think. And I have, no, I forgot that word, pinned the post explaining my old ratings that I started posting since yesterday. Each of them would have an old date in the beginning of the post so that you would know it is an old rating. And yeah, I've explained everything else in that post, pinned post. Well, I'm not sure anybody would be listening to my video or rate any of these, which I don't care, because I do care, but I'm used to being a unvisited movie, unviewed movie masterpiece. I know that. It might be hard for you to believe that I'm somebody that follows reviews when I pick which movie to watch. If it has a review under 7, I would not watch it. But that is from experience, because the very first movie that I picked for me to watch was a 6.5. And it told a story that it couldn't tell clearly. I watched the movie and didn't know what happened. What happened in the movie. Since then, I would not watch any movies under. I would just start checking reviews. I don't think I actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I watched a movie that was under 7. Scored under 7, but it was very unpopular. It had very few reviewers on that website. Maybe the movie is popular elsewhere, but not here in this country. So it got a very low rating, but I didn't care. For whatever reason, I didn't care. Maybe because of the title of the movie or what? I don't remember. I decided to watch it. I'll give it an 8. 8.3. Things above 8 would be good. Above 9, great. Like on an excellent level. Above 9.5, above 9.6 would be just miraculously great, I suppose. I watched a ton of movies. I actually don't remember many. There are maybe 8 I would give 9 or something. There are maybe 7.3. I remember one that actually won the Oscar, but on that website it got only 7.3. I would give it 8.6. I think I really liked it. I don't remember the name. Shit. In English. But it is an English movie. It talks about a student. It won the Oscar, so you might be able to find it using an AI search engine. Type in the plot that I'm gonna tell you. I won't spoil it. It's about I think a high school student that was detained. How do you call that in English? That was just left in the school to spend a day with the teacher in there. And it won the Oscar. I think these 2 clues would enable an AI to find it for you. I really liked it, but I'm not sure if I would still like it. I watched it, I don't know, a year ago maybe, or 2 years ago, I don't know. I might not like it anymore. I don't know. I've stopped watching movies. Well, I watched hundreds and hundreds of movies in my life. I feel the conversation is swaying away from my heart, so I want to end it here. Unless it sways back. I felt like I was focusing on making my speech sound fluent so that it would sound impressive as a non-English speaker. Not native English speaker. When I try to impress, I immediately feel that inside of me that my speech is not following my heart anymore, and I don't want to continue that. But maybe I caught that out. We can talk about something else. I feel my life is a movie that cannot be filmed because it's too abstract, philosophical. It's all inside of my mind. If somebody were to watch me from a camera, through a camera, my life would be completely boring from the outside. They wouldn't be able to make a movie at all. But inside of me, you can imagine an existential well. That's where I hang out. Alone. I've been looking all of my life. Not literally all of my life, but for the past 8 years of my life, I have been looking for a kindred soul, I suppose. That's one of the reasons I create any kind of content. The only reason I put myself out there is for that, first and foremost. But in my imagination, I would think it feels like fishing. I throw out the nets, and maybe I'll be able to catch the fish that would resonate with the net. But that has never happened. Not a single soul reached out to me through anything content I have put out there in the world. But I keep doing it. Because I can't live without what's the most important thing that I have never had. I feel my life cannot stretch out any longer without it. I think it's been pretty long enough. I am lonely. I would prefer to use the word alone rather than lonely. I'm too alone, just imagine you landed on a completely alien planet in an alien universe. In a universe not just on a planet that isn't Earth, but in a universe where Earth isn't there. Imagine that far away. That level of alienness you would experience when you are there. And you desperately search for another one like you. I suppose it makes perfect sense. But everywhere you look, there's just more alien people that don't speak your language, that don't understand, that don't begin to understand you, that probably don't even look like you. They aren't made of the same stuff as you are. You're made of carbon. You're made of carbs. I don't know what they are made of. They're probably not even made of chemistry. They're probably not even made of biology. I'm just using it as an analogy to help you understand from your point of view. Because from my point of view, it's not this. It's just an analogy. It's the analogy that is the opposite. I'm from somewhere else on the earth. I don't necessarily have to be an alien, but that's what my experience feels like. Unstoppably, I can't help but feel like an alien. And it does feel right. Existential heart-centeredness is what makes up of me, of what I feel I can't be understood, I don't know if that makes sense. I think it should. I don't want to put that into words. I haven't come across another human being or individual. I prefer to use the letter. I haven't come across another individual that follows experience is this. And from my perspective, the most of the entirety of contemporary, or just say spirituality, without the word contemporary, the entirety of spirituality falls behind that. They don't talk about it. I don't know what they focus on, but they don't focus on this. This is the only thing I want to talk about. This is the only thing I want to think about. This is the thing I exist for, and I will die for, without a single doubt in my mind. If it wasn't the ultimate truth, if it turned out not to be the ultimate truth, then I'm willing to stop existing together with it. You might ask me to try to explain it. Not you, maybe not somebody. A viewer would ask me to explain it. But the thing is, I intuitively feel that if you get it, you already get it, without me having to explain it. If you don't get it, you wouldn't, even after my explanation. Because that's also what I have got from experience. I breathe through it, it breathes through me. I do not follow any term and use the terminology from contemporary spirituality. I don't use these words because, like I said, I don't know what they focus on. There are things that they focused on, and it used to help me. Now I just can see, I can't help but see that it's it no longer serves me. And I don't know where to go now. It used to be my community. Now I'm leaving it. And I don't know where to go. Existential heart-centeredness, being absolutely and profoundly authentic. What I'm trying to emphasize is the profundity of these terms I used. So I added these heavy words. Without them, they might not refer to the exact thing I'm trying to say here in your mind. Follow your heart. Simple as that. Follow it religiously. Follow it existentially. Fundamentally. So, Right, I should stop explaining. Because like I said, I have no doubt that those that resonate would do without any further words spoken. Those that wouldn't, would not, no matter what. I want to read something else I just wrote. It isn't that the ultimate truth is illogical, but that there is something other than logic that makes up the coherence of truth. Logic is such an unbelievably barren way to understand, so barren that it can't even begin to imagine a zone of coherence, so barren that it can't even imagine the non-existence of that. I am searching deeply for one who'd instinctively, undoubtedly understand, who profoundly resonates with what I'm trying to say or not to say. Just in that instant that just passed, I understood exactly why. I cannot put that into words, but I don't know if I could put this understanding into words. I doubt myself all the time. That's why I might not appear open-minded. I really need help, universe. I really need help. Well, looking back, looking at my life, it's such a grand, legendary song of profound philosophicalness, profound depth, the vastness of its depth. It makes a grand movie that just cannot be made on this planet. It's just like how I can't put some certain things into words. It's just so funny to suddenly notice the things that I worry about, comparing with other people that I observe. I have observed they worry about the things they worry about and the things that I worry about. It's just so funny. They'd worry about a job, their car, or broken furniture. I worry about existential truth, fundamental confusion. I ask for help I'm open. I have no way more down or back. Please help me. Even though I can't trust. I can trust 50% at this point. But help me.